Okay, we got a viewer question here today. Bob's NX. What is the greatest song ever made? Well, a lot of people would think this would be up for debate, but it's really not. So you don't have to like it, but you have to know what's good. So you have your Tchaikovsky, your Wagner, your Mozart, your Bach, your GNR, your Eminem. But undoubtedly, the best bad and the best song ever made created all of humanity, which is a pretty good accomplishment. If I have heard of this new band, they're called the Beatles. I don't know if they're still together. Anyhow, it's called A Day in the Life. And it's a perfect example of the dichotomy of human nature. You have John Lennon, who I would call a romantic, a visionary. However, the world doesn't work that way. You got Paul McCartney, I would call him a pragmatist, a realist. But it has the romantic side, and Lennon also has the pragmatic side, but not as much as McCartney. So if you listen to the words or the lyrics of A Day in the Life, let's see if I can find them here. Anyhow, Lennon, I'll follow the lyrics up in a different song, but Lennon talks about seeing the horrors in the world and laughing at them. And other people look away because they don't want to see it. They don't want to realize the horror exists. But he has to look, having read the book, and he just had to laugh. He saw the photograph. And McCartney, he knows what's going on, but what did he do? Woke up, got out of bed, dragged the comb across my head. In the way upstairs, I had a smoke. Looking up, I noticed I was late. Caught the bus in seconds flat. Something, my hat. Anyhow, you get it. Or if you don't get it, you don't get it, which is fine. How many holes does it take to fill the Albert Hall? And when I hear that lyric, I think of the old acoustical ceilings with all the paper tiles with holes punched in them. And you can probably Google it now and figure out how many holes it would take to fill the Albert Hall. But it doesn't matter. And on my final point, how a woman can make a man or break a man. Yoko Ono, lover or hater, she's a terrible, or was, or is, a terrible human being. She manipulated John. She controlled him. She made him estranged his one son. He treated Julian like shit. And that's a fact. You can look it up. And I don't disparage John. And Ringo and George Harrison are a whole nother thing. They're just doing their thing. That's what a bassist and a drummer does. They just go with the flow. But anyhow, if you haven't checked it out, this new song by the Beatles, A Day in the Life, I think it came out like in sometime like in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. I'll do my research. I like to have my facts up straight, but you get the concept. So check it out. And since I'm out of rant here, we'll end up on a cute little story about my dad, who was a total genius, but a little on the dorky side. So this had to be in the 90s. I played the song from Taxman by the Beatles. I think that's off Revolver. Or it might be the White Album. I think it's Revolver. In any event. So he just loved the song Taxman. This is what and so I played it for him, and he just loved the song. And my dad loved good music. He loved the Bee Gees Staying Alive album. And so he comes in and I'm playing Taxman. And he says to my client, he said, have you heard this new song by the Beatles called Taxman? And my client says, the Beatles have been broken up for 25 years. You don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know it. God rest his soul. What do we do? Ava, where's Ava? Oh, there she is. Ava, what do we do? Ava, Fräulein, what do we do? We poke and we stroke. All right, Bob Zenex. Welcome into my delveness into sanity. Because when they say you're insane, it's because it's deflection.